Welcome to Jackie's Literary Corner. I am Jackie, and today's video is Top 5 Wednesday time. If you're new to Top 5 Wednesday, it is a Goodreads group created by Ginger Reads Laney and Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, where they each give people a topic to do for each week of the month. That's of course book related, and you share your top 5 of whatever topic they give you. And this week's, technically it's next week. I'm filming this early, actually, to just get it done and out of the way, because although I think I will have time next week unless they call me to come to work. And, of course, I'm going to take the call because it means more money. And it also keeps me busy and gets me out, as my mom said on the way home today. So I'm just trying to film these early as soon as I get a chance. I just got home from work. So this week's topic, or next Wednesday's topic, is, the topic I'm filming is, scratch that. This will actually be posted on that Wednesday, so I guess it doesn't matter what I refer to it as. But this topic for today's day of June 27th is books you want to read before the end of the year. Your top 5 books you want to read before the end of the year. And this is probably, I have a lot of books I want to read before the end of the year, or books that at the moment I want to read, but I don't have to read by the end of the year, but I do really want to. And per usual, this is in no particular order. So since this one won't stay on my stack here, I'm going to show you this one first. Voyager by Diana Galdon. This is the 3rd book in the Outlander series, where the characters go to France, I believe. And it's been a while, it's been a couple years since I read the second one. Yeah, because I read the second one around 2016 before we came here to where we currently live. So I need to read this one soon. Who knows, I might start it now, I don't know. But as I've said in past videos, the problem with big books is I know that they take time and a lot of focus for me to take them all in to finish them. And it's just, I have so many other books that won't take me as long, that are YA and, books, and even adult books that don't take me as long. So sometimes I have so many big books here that I don't get to for the long time, or they take forever for me to finish them. Another one that I probably should get done by the end of the year, but is not on this list, is It by Stephen King, which I've already read that once. Several years ago, and so when the 2017 remake came out, I thought, ooh, it's a good time to read it again. And as usual, I have taken a lot of breaks in between my reading. In fact, I'm not even at a stopping point, I think, this time. So that's actually another one that I should need to read before the end of the year. But it didn't come to mind when I made up this list. When I took notes and made up this list. So Voyager is number 1, but like I said, this is no particular order, so I might not read Voyager next, I don't know. Next, number 2 is one I just got this year for my birthday, and that is Robin Hobb's The Assassin's Apprentice. This is the first book in the Farseer trilogy. I also got the second one along with this one. This was a gift from Terry Johnson. And which actually the next book I have on the stack here, the 3rd book that I need to read by the end of the year, is another gift from her from 2016 Christmas or 2017. I don't know, but I think I've had it for a year now. But anyway, I'll get to that one in a minute. But I need to read Robin Hobb because I keep hearing people like Sam's Nonsense. And even Jen from Insert Literary Pun, they talk about this book all the time. This author, Robin Hobb, in her books all the time. And I think Jean from Bookish Thoughts also has read these books as well. And they talk about how much they love them, how great they are. And yes, that this in this third trilogy, this is the strongest one, and that the third book in this particular trilogy is the weakest one. So, and it's also the longest one, or at least critically speaking, it's like the weakest one. But then that's of course our opinion. Like, I think Jen said that in her review, a non-spoilerly review, that there is a lot of unnecessary things in the third book, and she said like critiques like that. So I want to read this one, and then I want to read that. I'm looking forward to the I can't remember what the trilogy is called, but the next one is we take a break from the main character in this book, and we're with a family of pirates. So I'm very excited to get to that one, but first I gotta read this one. I gotta read this trilogy first, so I gotta read the first one. So I want to read this one by the end of this year. I mean, it's funny, I have read books like this. Like, I went through a phase where I loved the Dragonlance books. I was reading, and they actually kind of reminded me of Lord of the Rings. And I was able to get those done easily. I mean, they still took me a while, but I think that was but that was like way before BookTube, way before I started like really caring about how long it took me to read a book, and caring about how, when I would get to my next book. So I got through those. I still didn't get through them quickly, but it wasn't as big of a deal to me that I had so many other books to read. But I love those books, and I almost want to rebuy them again because, they were so much fun, and I loved all the characters in those books, like Raceland and Caramon, and I can't remember the Kender's name, and Tanis. I was a huge shipper of Tanis and Laurent. I did not like Cameron's sister. She's such a bitch. But and I know her and Tanis were lovers. And you guys probably don't know, unless you've read the Dragons, you probably don't know those names. Which I'm surprised I remember those names, but I do. Like, I remember the first generation. The next, some of the books go to their children as well. We meet Cameron, and I can't remember Caramon's love interest name. I can't remember the girl's name. I think she was a redhead, though. But, and I remember there was actually an animated movie for it that came out a couple years ago. But anyway, back to this. So yes, this is the next book that I want to read, and then like I said, the third book is a book that I've had for a year from the same friend, and that is the first book in the Mistborn. And in this case, she actually bought me the whole trilogy, which makes it worse because I have all 3 books, so I don't have an excuse. But it's just, again, books this length take me, I don't necessarily get to them right away. I mean, I have a lot, especially more so now, because I've joined BookTube, and I've been introduced to a lot of books like this. And I have been wanting to read more adult fantasy, not just go straight to the YA section in the bookstore, but actually read some adult fantasy, which, I mean, I still love YA fantasy, and I will defend it to my dying day. It still drives me crazy when people are all like so against YA, and they won't read it because, I can't relate to it because I'm not a teenager anymore. But you know what? In fantasy, maybe in the contemporary genre, but in fantasy, they're doing a lot of adult stuff. I mean, and the people who say that read fantasy. So it's not like they can use the excuse of, I can't relate to this, because they can't relate to fantasy anyway, in general. But, sorry, I'm ranty. I'm feeling very ranty when it comes to that. But I need to read this. And like with this one, I have started and read a little bit. And when I brought my book, because my dad was going to be a little late picking me up from work, because I don't drive, so my parents have to pick me up. And taxi is not cheap. And I live 2 minutes away, so it's not, it shouldn't be as expensive as it is. So I brought a book, and I was thinking it was either going to be this one or this one, and I chose this one, even though I probably should have chose this one. But not that I read a lot, because I was actually, the time that I didn't bring a book, I should have brought a book. And I was actually it was like an hour before my dad could come and get me, So I should have brought a book instead of sitting there playing with my phone. But anyway, so I gotta get to this one. I should probably, this one should probably come first. But the thing is, sometimes you just lose, not that you don't still want to read the book, it's just sometimes you discover all these other books that you want to read. So it's like your interest fades from that previous book that you were all eager to read. And then, so I really should read this one first, but my interest has faded. But it hasn't faded. I'm still interested. So don't, I don't need to get rid of it because I'm not interested anymore. I am still really interested, and I keep hearing about it, and I keep getting excited about it every time people talk about how great the series is, the trilogy, I should say. And I want to read more Brandon Sanderson. So yes, I still want to read it. Just, all of a sudden I'm kind of into the idea of being obsessed with Robin Hobb. So there's those two. I'm going to shut up about those two. And book number 4 that I need to read by the end of the summer is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. So I read some Steinbeck back in middle school. I've read Of Mice and Men, which I do have a collection of Steinbeck's short novels in one of those, those fancy editions that you can get at Barnes & Noble that look like old-fashioned books. And they have like a collection of all an author's works. Well, I have one for Steinbeck, because I did read Of Mice and Men, but at the time I kind of thought it was boring. But now that I'm older and more mature of a reader, I definitely want to expand my reading horizon. So I started to reread it again. And I also bought East of Eden because I hear a lot of positive things, especially from words of a reader who loves this book. It talks about how great it is, and talks about how it's like an Adam and Eve retelling, and so far I like it. I really enjoy it. It's just, again, a book like this, I can't pay attention for a long time. It has to really pull me in, and not that this doesn't, but it's just sometimes it can be a little dull, because it's just about a character study in a way. But I definitely see all the positives that Leslie from Words of a Reader talks about, like how Steinbeck is so lyrical in his writing when it comes to describing setting, and all these characters are really interesting. And when I'm reading it, I'm enjoying it, and I'm fascinated by the story. Of course, my other problem is sometimes I choose to read these books thinking, oh, I can do it because I'm in a good mood and everything, and I'm interested in, relaxed and stuff. But then I end up being too relaxed, and I start falling asleep as I'm reading. Even books like Harry Potter, if I'm tired enough, I'll fall asleep. So I gotta read this one. As you can see, I read a lot of it, and I think I'm on part 3. And the twins have been born and everything, so I'm guessing these are kind of like, I don't know if they're the Cain, I think this part is like a Cain and Abel retelling, so I think we're in the Cain and Abel retelling part with the twins. They're still babies, but yeah, I think that's what that is. And their mommy was mean. Their mommy was a bitch, and she just abandons them. Okay, so the last one is another big book. As you can see, all these books are big books. The last one is Fall of Giants. So I started buying Kevin Follett's. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I watched a video yesterday where another person had a problem with figuring out how you're supposed to pronounce his last name. I don't know if it's Follet, like a French pronunciation, or Ken or Follett. But I've been saying Follett, so I'm sticking with Follett. So I bought his Pillars of the Earth, and then A World Without End, the second one in this size. The first one is in mass market paperback, so it looks a little odd on my bookshelf with the two of them together. Where the first one in the trilogy is small, and then the other one is huge. But I bought that, and then after I bought that, I just decided I want to read more of his books. So I bought this trilogy as well, and these actually all match. So I have winter something winter in I don't know, but I when reading the description for this one, it sounded like I would be even more interested in this one than in the other one. Not that I wouldn't be interested. It will probably surprise me if I just took the time to read it. But this one is more one of my favorite time periods, which is like the early 1900s, like the early 20th century. And it's I think it's about a family drama. It's like an epic family drama. And I think the other book I'm reading, Roses, is like that too. I know it is because I'm reading it. I'm like more than halfway in that book, so I definitely know that is a family drama. But this one's like one I would be more interested in than the other one. And I definitely want to read the other one, but like I said, this is more my favorite time period. And I did read a little bit, but then the bookmark fell out, and I was like, you know what? I didn't get very far in it anyway, so I may as well just start over. Plus, when I read it, when I tried to read it and bring it with me, it was during a time when there was an event going on in the little park near our house. So, and it was in the evening. So I always bring a book with me, even during those events when I know I'm probably going to bear only my attention on, I'm going to be constantly distracted by everyone around me, and the light will be going soon, it'll be getting dark. So that was my mistake on my part. So I decided I'm going to start over with this one, and I do need to read this one. I really want to, and I want to prove that I can read these books. And also, I feel like I'm FOMO with these books. I think that's how you say it, the fear of missing out. When I'm reading, because I feel like these books this length has so much to offer, and because they are long and intimidating, sometimes my attention doesn't last on these books. Sometimes I read them when I'm really tired. So I feel like I'm FOMOing with these books. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to get into these books and appreciate them and be able to talk about them on BookTube. Problem is, again, I have so many other books that I want to read, and some of them are a little bit easier and won't take me as long to read. So, anyway, I'm done rambling. That was my top 5 books I need to read by the end of the year, but there are more, I'm sure. I should just do a list of my books I want to read by the end of the year, which goes beyond these 5. I should make a video of that. If you guys are interested in that, I'll do that. I might do it anyway. Even if you guys, I might just do it anyway for myself, because it's kind of fun. So what are your top 5 books you want to read by the end of the year? So whether you want to put that in the comment section, or if you just want to do a top 5 Wednesday blog or top 5 Wednesday BookTube video, I will put the link to the Goodreads group down below, and so you'll know where you can get your topic ideas and such if you don't want to do this one, or even if you don't want to join the group and you just want to do it for fun. Or maybe even, do your top 6 or whatever, or top 10. Even if you don't want to do the group, even if you don't want to be part of the group, you just want to list your top 5 books, your top books for a certain topic, be my guest. So, well, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click subscribe if you have not already. I appreciate it. Much love to my already followers and subscribers, and I hope you are enjoying your reading. Alright, bye!